Speakers of Eidolon is made possible by our generous patrons. Special thanks to our supreme and master speakers, Omeji Cat Comet, Arisu Yamakawa, Alex Franco AV, Winebow Brood, Aurora White, Psyche, Azuta Starbreeze, Cletus Oreo, Nina Grimstarter, Lily Black, Bob Cece, Mikto Rabentau, Anathos Moonscar, Pamela Isley, Elenriel Maximus, Codrith Novelist, Mira, Celestau Notrell, Lazy Boy, Luke Osborne, Pandaloo Stormarrow, Tex, Kylin, Arthur Law, Beridan Derard, Cypup, Spencer Christmas, Celine DeLune, Edwin, Woobs the Wolf, Severa, Circa Barakil, Kazran, Ventos Tia, Ryark Forbear, Late in the House, Tony, Arcadia Lunashine, Framboise Sakuro, Bergie, Fudge, Sephiel, Cafe, Gregorium Cartus, and Eros. Get early access to audio and video versions of the show, including the post-show, by supporting us at patreon.com/speakersxiv. Thank you. Good evening, Eorzeans. Welcome to Speakers of Eidolon, episode 437. I'm Lukiel Bravestone, and I'm joined today by Georgi Wiston, Mela Vanadar, and Rollo Des.
Hello.
Hello. It is January the 25th. 2025, and it's been
last show of January.
That's true. That is true. It is the last show of January. I feel like January's been going pretty slow, but
it always does.
Yeah,
you always say that.
Then it's gonna go rapidly fast.
Lukiel, next
faster.
month it's gonna be like June, so just get ready for
That's
it.
true. February is a shorter
That's so
month
true.
as well, so it'll
It's
feel
got
worse.
a lot of good Pancake Day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Couple
true.
weeks.
Fatty Tuesday.
Also, forgive me. I'm getting over the flu.
Oh,
I'm just
yeah.
getting over it now. So
You can-
I sound very croaky.
Yes, we can hear it in your voice. Right, today we're going to talk about, there's an update to the third update to the Stalking tool. Well, the second update, but third time we're talking about on the show, the Stalking tool. We'll talk about patch 7.16. We'll be reading your MogMail, speakersofv.com/MogMail. Stay tuned for the post-show. We'll be answering questions from the Syndicate. That's it, really, for the post-show. That's it. Also, there was a moment that I didn't catch last week on YouTube where a part of the show... Well, actually, the entire post-show just went up on the public version. I fixed it. It didn't happen. You didn't see
I was
it.
wondering about that.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was up for a while, too.
I uploaded it and then I just went to bed. I was like, it's
mean-
fine.
I mean, yeah, because I pinged you. And
Yeah.
I was like, wow, it's taking a long time to record.
Yeah, even after that,
I
you
wasn't
sort of-
at home, so I couldn't do anything. So I had to do it when I got home. All right. Anyways, let's jump into recent events. Boy, yes. There's been a lot of technical stuff that we need to talk about. Some issues. We'll start off with an issue relating to Crystalline Conflict, Season 13, ranked matches. This post was on the Lodestone. We have identified an issue in which the Japanese and North American host data centers for Season 13 of Crystalline Conflict were set to data centers differing from those previously announced. We apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused. So, if you were, I don't know, planning to rank up in Crystalline Conflict, you would go to the wrong data center and not get... Well...
Sounds like their god-awful system
wouldn't
backfired on them.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
be able to queue into it at all.
Right. Following an investigation into the issue, we have determined that the problem can be addressed without world maintenance and will be updating the server settings on January 21st, 2025, so it's already happened, to change the host data centers to those which had previously been announced. So they had announced that the Elemental was to be the designated data center, but the data center that it ended up happening on was Mana. And North America, Dynamis, which ended up being Ether. Now, from this post, I am assuming then that they have been switched back.
Yeah.
So they are now...
The wording's a little awkward because of the word current host data center, because, I mean, that's technically true, but...
Yeah, it's a little
Was
weird.
true at the time.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what their internal data will say in regards to how many people participate in Crystalline Conflict when it's set on Dynamo, considering that's the smallest data center. And
Yeah. Yeah.
Yogi, those North Americans are hungry for competition,
Oh,
and
yeah,
they
we
will
love.
happily travel to Dynamis for that competition. The
Mhm.
blood sport that is Crystalline Conflic ranked mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't wait just to see about how that goes.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's not a flying start for this new system that they've introduced, which I still think is kind of. I mean, I think it's
It's
stupid.
such a bad system. I hate it so much.
Yeah, I don't know why
It's
they've
so
done
Square
this.
Enix. It's so 14.
It's a bizarre. It's like a very like Nintendo way of doing something almost, where
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, we're doing this thing, and it's like the most awkward way possible.
Yeah, yeah. I don't
Why
even
not
know
just
what.
force everyone into another server when they queue on their own server? It
Yeah.
can't be that difficult.
Spaghetti, too much.
Too
it
much.
can't be that difficult.
But is it like to promote like server jumping? Like is that because no, it can't be, right? Or
I think it's just to make sure that everyone's queuing on the same DC, so there aren't any DCs where people are
not
missing
so,
out on.
right.
But
So the queues are
like,
shorter and snappier, I guess.
it just seems like a convoluted way. Once they've cracked this, like between logical data center travel, thing that they were considering doing, maybe we'll be able to have proper queuing.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes with the system, but there you go. Moving on to another issue. This is related to patch 7.16, which we will talk about later. We have identified the issue listed below. The issue is being investigated and addressed, and additional information will follow as the situation develops. Current known issues. After completion of the role quest and forcing freedom, depending on where you are in the progress of the next role quest, bar the passage, Japanese text may appear when speaking to the NPC Ral Majun in Tulyulal and selecting the option How are things? English version only. As this issue requires modification of client data, we are working with all haste to fix it by sometime next week, so please wait a little longer. So if you're watching on YouTube, it probably has been fixed. They usually patch stuff up on Tuesdays, so I don't know.
No, by sometime next week. This was posted on 22nd of Jan.
Or 22nd, so...
So it will probably be done sometime before the end of the month, but...
Yeah,
I mean, 22nd of Jan is still after the patch.
That's after the patch time.
Yeah.
It's still been less than a week since then, so there's still a chance it could be done this Tuesday.
Yeah.
I did the role quest, the capstone role quest, early because I wanted to experience this for myself. And yes, if you do talk to them after I did it after I completed the role quest, and asking her how things resulted in an answer that was full of much too much kanji for me to read.
Yeah, so who knows?
It's hilarious in this game. It happens very rarely, but every once in a while you do see Japanese when you really shouldn't.
Yeah.
I think usually happens in skill descriptions,
Uh-huh.
Especially on like launch expansions. Every once in a while you'll see like one skill description or like debuff description still in Japanese.
Yeah.
I like it.
I love this is an issue that has plagued the game since 2.1.
Yeah.
With the original Sylph quest line.
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't speak Japanese? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 14. It's your second language.
Should be. Yes, there you go. That you can still do that as of right now, I believe. But if you're watching this on YouTube,
live right now,
as of live, which is January 25th, if you're watching this on YouTube, it probably has been patched by now because this comes out on Wednesday. So, okay. Well, speaking of patch 7.16, we're gonna look at patch 7.16. Which we of course have right here.
Oh, it's escaping the boundaries of window.
Oh, it sure is.
Wow, Georg, it's such a big patch that it
Yeah,
can't be contained in
it's
one window.
meaty, girthy.
What the hell? Okay, well that's fine. I'll sort that out. Okay, so patch 7.16, not the most exciting of patches.
I mean, it has one piece of major content.
Yes.
If you can call it. Well, one piece of content.
I mean, it was 4 quests long, which was longer than I think
it's
some
pretty
of us was
meaty.
suspecting. Which is interesting because last one was 4 quests long as well, and I just don't know why we all collectively forgot that.
Yeah.
I still hate that it's spread out like this. This sucks.
Yeah, I agree.
As in, you hate that like the capstone comes a patch after the
I
main
just hate.
expansion.
No, I think that's fine. That's whatever. I don't think it should have its own dedicated patch where like the big thing is the like.
Well,
come on,
yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
That's
It's
fair.
4 quests.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So.
like that maintenance notice that we just read, or known issue notice that we just read, spoiled 2 of the 4 quest names which aren't listed here.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Interesting. So so the
Yeah,
last 2.
I mean, they weren't indicative of anything really.
I guess not.
As someone that has completed this without going into spoilery details, I enjoyed this quest line, but I can understand why some people might find this underwhelming after both Endwalker and Shadowbringer's role quests.
What's your ranking? Worst, second, best?
Oh, it's
second
still
worst?
it's definitely the worst of the of the 3 role quest line series, but I still enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay.
It's less peril. It's less like
Yeah, it's more
relevant. It's just fun, isn't it?
I think you would agree with main enemy NPC Rollo.
Oh, okay. Well, I gotta.
I mean, I think we do have to shout out the free company I Love Curry.
I just saw it too.
Oh,
And how about the bald Essian
Bald
priest?
baby!
Bald baby!
look, there's Kokora Curry too.
Oh yeah,
Oh my
Kokora Curry and I Love Curry! They might be part of it!
I think
That same
Kokora
data
Curry is
center,
part of I Love
California.
Curry. And Bald Baby is from
Bald baby.
Yes!
God, it doesn't
That's
take
so
a lot
good.
to
That's the
entertain
best
us.
thing ever.
Bald count
Can I
goes
just
up
say-
by 1. That's
Thank you
6.
to our audio listeners. Sorry, but yeah.
I'm so glad you pointed that out, because as someone who stopped talking just then and was just listening to what was happening, I was like, this would be horrible to listen to.
On the grand company standings and the free company standings on the patch page, there's a character called Kokora Curry and Bald Baby. In the free company standings, the top one as Bald as Baldesian Freaks and I Love Curry.
Yeah.
That's what
That's just fantastic. So
Very happy with that.
Yeah.
Made it all worth it.
Anyways, back to the patch notes. They've added the Rollmaster quest to New Game Plus, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Yep. They've also added a new orchestrion role. Singular.
What?
You received that from spoilers. You received that from the final role quest story.
Yeah.
If you want to know what it is, it's the fucking comedy battle theme.
Oh. Okay.
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 Always
Like,
wanted that, I guess.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then the new emote, which is also from the role quest. Yeah.
Very chuny. Very JoJo.
Very chuny.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Very Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Updates to the battle system. We talked about this last week. This is the changes they made to the Cloud of Darkness Chaotic.
And now you know the number we get.
Yeah.
It's 5 1s for 1 2.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Demi Materia. Cloud Dark Demi
People
Materia.
are saying that this is exorbitantly high in terms of exchange.
Well,
Oh.
don't worry. In about 2 patches' time, this will be made easier.
Yeah. I mean, so they think this is too much. You're getting too much from the Demi Materia too. Is that what you're saying, Yogi?
No, that's the requirement.
They're
on
not-
the right.
You
Oh,
need
sorry.
5
Item. Oh,
1s
yeah,
for
you're
1
right.
2.
Sorry, it's the other way around. So too many for too little is what
I don't
we're
know how
saying.
many 1s you get per run, but I don't see a problem with it.
I guess.
I mean,
5 is a lot.
We have no content until April.
That's true.
I don't think this is a big issue.
This is your grind.
Don't say that.
This is your
Don't.
grind for the next patch.
That's so depressing. Shut
It's
up.
tr-
I don't
it's-
even want to hear it or
It's
acknowledge
true,
it.
I'm afraid. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I just why Square? Why?
Yeah. It is. It is what it is.
Ugh.
Anyway,
Now this is into the meat.
now
No.
there are updates to PvP. Unfortunately,
Go through them one by
they
one.
are all so boring to go through that we are just not going to.
I'm surprised we covered PvP potency changes this long in the first place.
Yeah.
I agree.
You know?
Even when
I
we...
think
Someone has to.
Yeah,
I
well,
think it's only worth talking about when they actively go out and change a bunch of the skills like they do between expansion.
yeah.
I mean, I didn't see anything particularly interesting in there personally. I mean, this potency changes all over the place, but whatever. Whatever.
Has Glare 4... Oh, I
Glare 3 now turns into Glare 4 and Seraph Strike no longer does or something.
Oh, that... Oh. Oh, yeah, I think I noticed that. I was wondering why my glare button suddenly lit up without me having used
There you go,
Seraph
see?
Strike.
My glare.
Okay. Well, that's cool, I guess. That's cool. That's something to think about. I don't care.
That's something to think about.
That's something to think about, folks. Okay, they've...
Well, hang on, Nicky. This is...
The time between action execution and effect activation has been shortened for the following PvP actions.
This is the one where they wanted things like the leap and stuff to be timed with the animations
Oh, I
and
see.
stuff rather than...
Right. I thought they'd already done that, but they're doing it more, I guess.
Well, this is just some
Yeah,
more
they're
changes.
just doing more of it, yeah.
Recuperate,
I mean, I agree with any
purify.
changes to Purify activating quickly, because
Yeah.
Purify is shit in this game.
Shield Smite,
I feel
intervene.
so salty for that.
I know.
Every time
Purify's
Mela,
so bad.
every time Mela talks about Purify, I can feel his anger. Yeah, Warrior, Primal Rend, Onslaught. Okay, I'm not going to sit here.
Yeah,
and read
just
all
have a
of
look
them.
on the patch site.
Look at the patch notes. I will just slow down slightly.
Yeah.
White mage, there's a red, black mage there. Burst.
Oh, burst.
Okay.
Oh,
Afflatus.
Afflatus Purgation.
Yes, that skill that I know.
Yes.
Yes. Finally. Crystalline Conflict season 12 will end and season 13 will begin. So we talked
unlucky.
about that last.
Here was the inaccurate information.
Yes. Japan Elemental, North America Dynamis, Europe Light, and Oceania Materia. And then system updates, new achievements. They've added text commands, post of the Unbound or / Unbound.
Yeah.
That's the new post. There's some resolved...
issue
The
is
top
quite
issue is
important.
interesting.
An
yes.
issue in Cloud of Darkness Chaotic, wherein the actions lateral core phaser and core lateral phaser were oppositely labeled.
It's,
That's...
It's very Selkie push and pull code.
Yeah, Hydra.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, based on what the thing's called, it looks like left and right and then mid, or mid and then left and right, or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's a bit annoying if they were the wrong way around.
Yeah. The rest seems pretty normal here. And
But
there,
more importantly,
bright bustle.
right underneath, for some reason, new items underneath all of it.
Yeah.
Bright bustle.
Yeah.
Busty. Bustle.
So there you go. That's patch 7.16.
I like the people that were saying, don't change it now, as if that's ever stopped them before when they've made this mistake.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Okay. That's
Stupido.
patch 7.16. Next, an exciting announcement. Letter from the producer live. We have a date.
Yay!
For
When's
it's
that? 7th?
7th of February. Patch 7.2, the first preview of the next big content patch, will take place on the 7th of February at 11 a.m. GMT. So good time for Europe. Well,
Yeah, it's a good time.
It's a gooder time than like 4 a.m.
It's the perfect time for Europe.
It is.
What time was it?
4 a.m. Sorry, 11 a.m. GMT.
Oh.
11 a.m. GMT.
So noon my
it
time,
would
so
be
like
about
6 a.m. your time. Bad time for
6 a.m.
NA.
your time, yeah.
That's too early for me.
Not a great time for NA.
No.
It's like 6, 7 a.m., whatever.
Yeah.
10.
10.
It's not a great time for people in the Europe that work.
No, that's what I was going to say.
But
It's
I've
But great if you're unemployed.
That's
great if
true.
you're unemployed.
Yeah.
I've also been
you're
depressed, having to work since I came back from Christmas, so I could do with the 3-day weekend anyway.
It's
there you go.
designed for people on this longitude.
Yes, it's 10. Well, even then, 10 p.m. is still Oh, I mean that's Australia. That's not Japan time. Japan is like 1
They're the
hour
same
behind.
pretty much, isn't
Is
it?
there 1 hour
It's
behind you?
9 p.m.
Yeah, so that's better. That's
Which
like
is
9
still
p.m.
quite
is
late
pretty
because
late.
that
yeah.
because that tells you how late at the office they are there.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
this normally doesn't finish until close to midnight or even after it for them.
They
Yeah.
probably get wasted for the whole night and roll back in straight from the street.
Yes.
Salaryman
They
life.
don't work on Saturday.
Salaryman life.
Yeah, because they're unemployed. Duh.
Yeah.
It's a hobby.
It's a hobby. This. Yeah. So.
Why shouldn't they can only release patches every 7 months? It's a hobby, dude.
Okay, so they will showcase new additions coming in patch 7.2. So 7.2 part 1.
Part ones are always they're light on visuals and seeing the meat of how things work. They're good on overview.
Yeah.
They often
So
tell
have a
us
bit of
about a lot of interesting QOL stuff, and we've gotten a lot of that lately.
That's
so...
true.
We're gonna get the usual, like, we're gonna get a tease of the MSQ, which means nothing to us because it'll show like one screenshot maybe of one character standing in like a generic place.
Wuckle and Matt.
You said that now. You ruined it.
Why did you?
man.
Why did you?
Now we're gonna get another fucking
Which is
essay in the
important.
comments.
I love its engagement, Ron.
Chad is correct that we should get the patch.
The name, yeah.
Oh, the
I
name,
hope it's not. I don't think Crossroads was super engaging. Let's get something really out there.
More,
Yeah.
Crossroads, while relevant to ours, was more of for the 11 Crossroads.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so.
Let's get some. Let's go back to the good old days of, like, you know, what was the Wall one and
Into the
Dreams of
Portal.
Ice and all, and let's get some really nice looking patch
Oh, no, here
art
we go with
on
the
the
art
text.
again.
I love
The text.
I love
Mela
when-
is missing the days of when the text was
Crossroads.
They all look. They're not the
stylized.
same since fucking Heavens.
No, Crossroads actually had a unique
That's true.
styling for the patch.
Yeah,
they're always just
wording.
I do
Text.
I miss the dual art ones though. I thought that was so cool.
They were
And
cool.
then, Stormblood.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stormblood had a good one.
Yeah.
It was nice. Do that again.
We'll get the teaser of the trials, which is may or may not be given. They may or may not give us the name, which
Mhm.
We'll find out if the trials will be part of the MSQ again.
True. Yeah.
Oh, that's so true. Yeah, we're gonna get introducing new dungeon. Question mark. Question mark. Question mark.
Is this is the patch? Well, I am very.
I think they gave.
Yeah.
Did they not give us the name of Yui Iwata in?
They
the
did,
first-
I believe.
Yeah, they did.
I think they don't.
'Cause
They
it
only
was-
do it if it's really spoilery. I mean,
Yeah.
Yui Iwata
Yeah.
Field Station doesn't tell you anything.
No, that's true. I wonder if we've been talking about the relic a lot, and I wonder if there will be any mention of a relic during this live letter, because a lot.
Better be.
Yeah, I'm a little. I'm scared, but they did say. I think when we get to the relic, it might be a good relic because they don't want us. We're never going back to the tome system again. That had too much of a backlash. Clearly,
Well-
Do you know what? Imagine if we did.
God,
I don't think.
I'd be so fucking.
Well, I think there might. Tomes will
horrible.
be involved. I think they don't know how to make things without any involvement from Tomes at all. At this point.
Hey, guys, here's a great. What if, right?
Mm-hmm.
Eureka style content for the relic. If you want to do that, if you don't, 500 tomes.
They're not. Gonna,
Or no, sorry, 1,500 tomes. Like the.
they're not going to do that.
Just so
I
you,
think
because
that-
then everyone's got an option, because then it caters to the hardcore
That
casuals
just
and then
completely
the casual casuals.
destroys the relic. Like that's
Yeah,
how
I
you
know.
ruin
That's
it.
what they do all the time. They always give you this shit
Yeah, but that's
cheap
why
option. It's like, oh,
The
yeah, of course I'll do
backlash has
the
been
cheap.
so
said
severe. I don't think they'll do it.
Can I just say? Can I say Mela saying they always give you the shit cheap option? That happened once.
Yeah.
Well, there's only
Yeah.
been like 5
for one
relics.
expansion.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only been 5 relics, so
Yeah.
What I know for sure is people are gonna hate it, right? Even if it's
Yeah.
good, people
Yeah.
will hate
Oh,
it,
yeah.
and it's gonna take the next one because I think this time they're gonna strike gold, right? They'll be like, okay, this is it. People still gonna fucking hate it though,
Mm-hmm.
and then next expansion, that's where they're gonna refine it enough for it to be like, okay, we like it now. Keep
Yeah.
it this
No.
way.
Yeah.
if this is Eureka like world building but with Southern Front like quality of life changes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to white knight the shit out of this
Well, yeah,
while it happens, so we can have at least some positivity.
Yeah.
we talked about this in a previous podcast. One of the benefits of Eureka over Bosnia is that Eureka you have access to the whole zone immediately, whereas Bosnia is gated in a similar style to current MS, where you cannot necessarily progress through everywhere in a zone until you reach a certain point.
I prefer the way Eureka does it. Sorry.
Your microphone is cutting out a lot, Georgi. Is your microphone like too far away? I don't know what's happening, but you're cutting out a lot. Just need to sort that out. Okay. Anyways, sorry, Mela. What did you say?
If I would say that I probably do prefer Eureka's freedom, and you can just run around, because once the zone in Zadnazor or Bosnia was high level and people were doing the third area and second area a lot, if you'd just come in, you were locked out of a lot. You couldn't really join in.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt Eureka felt more open and interesting. I just hated the slow leveling in it, and the relic steps were just not as good. I think you should need to combine the two systems.
Yeah.
Will this be the first relic I complete? Let's see, guys. Most likely not, because relics are stupid.
Oh god, yeah, we've been through this with you. You, yeah. I mean, Roller represents, players as well.
I represent a player that doesn't care.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of
that's a good thing to be.
A lot of the players that don't care though were very vocal in the relic debate, which makes no sense. Not you, Rollo.
That's what the people represent, right? Those people, they care too much.
Right.
Even they say they don't care.
Okay, that's fair.
I just genuinely don't care.
That's fair. Okay.
So it's funny to me no matter what happens.
Yeah. Because I remember, I'm pretty sure this was done. Maybe we talked about it off air, but I remember way back when we were discussing one of the relics, and Rollo was being very anti-relic because he hates relics or he finds them pointless. And I don't know if it was, but you said the cursed thing that what they should just let us buy them with tomes. And I said that is the worst thing I've ever heard. And then lo and behold, we fucking get that relic. So it's so cursed.
I mean, I agree though. I think that is the worst relic.
Yeah.
To do. I would like them to be good, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't care about them because I think they're kind of bullshit, and I don't get any joy from that kind of grind. I like grinding in games, by the way. If it's a good grind.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that grind.
No, okay.
I don't think a pretty weapon is worth it in my brain.
That's
so
fair.
I don't do
That's
it.
fair.
That's fair. That's the same way I don't care
it's
about
not
mounts.
a quick grind. It's not always mindless.
Right.
There's a lot of fun in breaking through thousands of enemies in an ARPG. That's a good grinding. That's just mindless.
Yeah, which I don't care about mounts. I never grind for mounts. I don't care. I use my chocobo all the time. It doesn't matter. But the thing for relics for me is that there's usually a storyline that you get as you develop your weapon, which I will say has been less and less interesting over the past iterations. Yeah. I wish we could go back to
Eureka's story was probably okay if you can stomach getting through the whole thing.
It was all right, but Eureka was like a package.
Maybe Zadnazor.
Yeah.
I think Bosnia's storyline was better than Eureka's.
Bosnia's story was good.
Yeah,
but it was
for the relic weapon, specifically for the weapon.
For the weapon, yes, yeah.
No, I agree with that. The elemental weapons had no lore.
They had no lore. They were just
the Queen's Blade stuff. At least had some lore, but I think Zadnazor was more about Mesija and
Did you call it Zadnazor like a dinosaur?
It's dinosaur, yeah, Zadnazor.
Yeah,
and her plot rather than the weapons themselves.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys the exact moment I got soured on relics, actually, because I just remembered it too. I started my first relic in Heavensward, right? On launch. And me and my friends they were like, "Oh, we should do this. This sounds cool." I was like, "Oh yeah, that seems neat. I want the fancy grind thing." And I got filtered out by the first step of doing the fucking fates. And I was like, "This is stupid. I am wasting my time on an RNG drop that is not there is no threshold, there's no pity, there's no nothing." I was like, "This is stupid." And then I got past it eventually, but I didn't care. I was
so you're talking about Atma.
No,
The
Was it
first
Ad-
step of whatever.
Oh, the luminous
it
crystals.
was the luminous crystals. I think, right? It was
Yeah,
Heaven's Word.
literally the first step.
Yeah,
And I was like,
Which,
this is stupid.
if you had,
Oh,
They were
okay.
awful at launch.
if you had the
Yeah.
Around
Oh, yes,
Reborn
yes.
finished relic, you could skip that.
Yeah, you
step.
could skip it.
Yes,
Because again,
which is what I did.
Yeah, I did that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I was
yeah.
like, this
But you
is-
did have to lose your actual relic. for
Yeah,
that.
I
you
didn't
did.
like that.
I didn't like that either. No, that was.
You can only get a replica now.
Yep.
And everyone will know you got a replica.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Well,
not
Yeah.
you can only get the replica if you had the original, though. So it is a mark.
It's true.
You did
Obviously,
actually
yeah,
get it.
100%. But it doesn't. It says when I hover over you, replica.
Yeah. Yeah. It is weird.
You don't know your
Loser.
original. Yeah, you don't know your original.
Anyway, yeah, that's why I don't do it, because it was a waste of time.
I don't mind that sort of grind too much, and I didn't
No.
mind like Alexander Lightstep and stuff because it was just mindless.
Hmm.
I think when it has to be easy enough to either to go in with a group and do it very mindlessly or to solo it. I think Eureka wasn't at the right level of difficulty to be
No.
super. Like you had to put a lot of effort in to get into a group to do Eureka.
But God, when you
couldn't
did,
solo.
it was fun when you got
It was
into a group
very
and you
fun.
got into the flow and
The
the
train was great.
and
I
you know,
loved the
it was a
train.
whole experience.
But the day one on that beach when we were killing those crabs and whatever, taking 3 years to kill a crab.
I
trying to
still
solo
remember
it,
that.
it was,
Yeah.
I had a clue what was going on, but it was
I
fun.
like when I can work towards a goal and I know how long it's going to take. I
Hmm.
don't appreciate
yeah.
when there's a significant amount of RNG involved, such that like it could take you 12 hours, it could take you 36 hours.
Yeah, that's fair.
extremely frustrating. Like, I'm glad a lot of stuff in this game actually does have a pity of like, okay, like the tomes or
Mhm.
totems or whatever for extreme. Like, okay, you've done 100 extremes now. you can
Yes.
you can get it.
Yeah.
Like, which like I like, you know, like that's
Mhm.
easy to like in your mind. Like, okay, I'll either get it in 100 tries or like in 100 tries I'll get it.
Mhm.
I'll get it
Um,
sooner.
But yeah, like, ooh, that's like a bonus, right?
Yeah.
But like a lot of parts of the relic that are like RNG aren't that. Like the light farming stuff was.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's
The
a thing.
the random stats in Eureka.
It's so
Yeah.
fucking gross. Like, you see that and you're like, why would I want to do that? Why would I
But
want
it
to go
has
through
to
that?
have some level of that. It
There-
has. It
there
can't
has to
always
be-
be just just kill 100 enemies to get the next level. It has to have a little.
There
bit
has to. I mean, we are
of
talking
RNG
about.
to have a bit of a grind.
We need to have content that can last for a long time. RNG will prevent
It'll
people
help
from
in
like
that.
brute forcing their way through the end to the end of the relic and then go where content. Where
I think
content.
the way Eureka and Bosnia suffered most was in that they were only for the relic, more or less.
Yeah.
Or at least primarily for the relic. Whereas it would be nice if there was a little. We talked about it at the time, like daily quest type stuff.
I
Mm.
could-
Things that you could do in there that didn't have to be for the relic.
Yeah.
like
You
I
could
mean,
cap your tomestones in Buzz.
You could cap your
Yeah,
tomes, that's
true.
true. And it was good for leveling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
Yes.
just, it could be a little bit, just a little bit more. Make it feel like an end game zone where people are, spend most of their time.
I
Yeah.
think Eureka less so was more for the actual like content of the area. I think it was more closely tied to the relic, even though it's like barely tied in the story.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of, I think, the opposite in Bosnia, where like the relic kind of seems important to the story at one point,
Yeah.
and then it kind of just is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can do a lot more in there unrelated to the relic,
Mhm.
which
That's
I
probably
really
true.
I really appreciated.
Yeah.
It had the armor grinder stuff as well. It had a lot of.
Yeah. I mean,
I suppose Eureka had an
we-
armor grind too.
we do talk down RNG a lot, and I agree that we shouldn't have a lot of RNG. Like having the relic entirely based on RNG drops, that's not good. But when you get that sound, the
Oh,
sound when the item drops, I miss that. And that's rose tinted glasses because you forget about the process
I was
that
gonna
led you
say
to that
that-
moment. But
That's
that fucking
Yeah,
feeling
sound of
is
emptiness.
yeah.
That is a Pavlovian nightmare.
But you can't deny the fact that
Just-
feeling is so
it's-
good. Like, it's
I
you're-
actually
it's
can.
exactly-
I can.
it's
I
this-
can deny that. Deny
you don't
that.
feel
That's the
any.
case.
You don't get
it's
a
like a
dopamine
gacha.
rush.
It's like you get an S rank hero in your gacha pull,
Yeah.
rather
Yeah,
than getting
but
loads
But
and
gacha
loads
it
of
doesn't have pity.
purples.
That's the thing. That's my thing. Like, if you're, I'm fine with RNG. That's totally cool. But like, you gotta have a pity or a spark system or something. You
Oh,
know,
that
like,
I
you
agree
can't-
with. Yeah,
You can't just be on the infinite treadmill with like no end in sight.
that's
'Cause
true.
that,
Yeah, this
like,
No,
that
Rollo.
sucks.
There should be a statistical chance for one player to never get the drop for the
Okay,
rest
well,
of their
let's-
life.
we have had the infinite treadmill, and there is an end because we all ended up like you do get the relic in the end.
Well, no, because this isn't tied to the relic, but it is similar. This does explain why I don't like this as much. I tried getting all the field notes for so long in
Oh,
Bosnia
no.
Oh, that's
Oh, the
so
and there
field
notes.
and Zadnor,
Oh yeah.
and there are still some that I do not have because
I
of the
couldn't live
fact
with
they
that.
are tied exclusively to RNG. So and there's no pity. There's no. I have so many of the fucking Bosnia currencies, and I can't do anything
But-
that I want with them.
Oh, but that's like an
Yeah.
extra layer though, because there's like you can get any of the field notes. There's RNG, and then you get like just a field note you already have. Is that how that works? I don't know. I don't remember
I
how the
think it's
field
No.
notes work.
per.
Field notes are tied to specific engagements and
Yeah.
Oh.
It was
things like
super
that.
orange. There were low drop rates on a few though.
God, forgot about that system completely.
Some of them
I
are
hated-
guaranteed if
yeah.
you do the critical and not. What are the solo ones called? Well, the one where you when it's 1-on-1. I think
the jewels.
all of those are
Mm.
guaranteed to drop duels. Yeah, I think they're guaranteed. I've never
I
won
don't
one,
think
so
that they
so
should
I don't want
ever
to speak.
do
Then
anything
you
like
just
that.
have to do the duel. which
Yeah.
is-
I don't think they should have made
Yeah,
anything
but
tied to
that-
winning the jewels.
There-
No.
There are some that are but that's not all of them, Rollo. There are still some that are exclusively RNG, and there's no way to guarantee a drop from them.
Mm. Yeah.
Too much stress.
God, I miss duels. That was such a
I liked
fun-
watching
It was
them.
cool. when it
Yeah,
was
it's-
I liked
new.
watching them too.
Yeah.
It's a fun
But
like,
I-
actual spectacle. Like I got more enjoyment from that, no joke, from like than watching like an ultimate.
I
stream or
agree with
something.
you,
Yeah.
but I do not believe there should be like exclusive collectibles tied to winning those because that's a little too far.
Yeah.
There's
I kinda
nothing
think it's
exclusive to. There's.
Oh, can you get them
Uh,
from other means as well?
I think there's only the very fancy mount that's
There's-
tied
Oh,
exclusively
no, that-
to duels.
Title
yeah.
or something. I think it's like a title.
Things like that,
Um,
but
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
okay.
But no, there's no field notes that are tied exclusively
That's
to
fine,
duels.
then.
That's
Okay.
they just guarantee a drop of
They-
them.
oh, okay,
I see.
okay, fair enough.
Well,
Very
we'll
fun.
s-
I'm always cheering for you if you're doing a duel.
Okay, so-
100%.
Chad
Yeah.
Chad is correcting me. The only exclusive is titles, which I kind of like.
okay.
That's fine.
Well,
I
that's
like titles is one of the best show things in this game because
Mm.
it doesn't
Yeah.
give you a list of like you've got 400 out of 900 titles, so you don't even know how far behind you are. So it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
No.
Nothing but respect if you got the Reaper title.
100%.
Ultimates, yeah, whatever. I don't care.
No, anyone with an ultimate title bought it anyway.
Which-
So it doesn't matter.
I'm not on that camp. I just
Reaper title.
or no, necromancer.
Necromancer. Okay,
From,
that's what
Palace of
I
the
thought.
Dead?
That's what you were talking. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
necromancer.
Yeah, I have respect for Palace of the Dead soloist. None of the others as much because it's half
I
as
just-
difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, I respect Necromancer as well because I don't think there's enough people in the world to even, if there was a possibility, to offer it as like a paid service.
Yeah, and it's just
Well, we've mentioned obviously the relic and the field exploration stuff. I'm assuming we're all assuming that it's tied to the relic, or do we think it's going to be a separate system?
Shades Triangle.
Yeah.
I would assume so.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
I think they're.
But if maybe they will actually push it to expand not just as the relic, but as something additional, and that would be fine and great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So we got, of course, we talked about the relics, so we had to discuss the relic again.
We love relics.
Anything else we expect to see for part 1 of this live letter?
I mean, I like this speculation when we're about to read something about stuff that they're going to talk about.
yeah, there are things. In
Oh, yeah,
there
shit,
which
then
they
Stroll
do
Maybe there'll be a
maybe.
surprise. Who
Yeah.
knows? They'll bring out the Beastmaster, huh?
Well, that would be
Maybe
interesting.
that would be exciting.
Yeah.
That's not happening. But
It's not
yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
That's gonna
You'd
be
be lucky to
fucking-
even get Blue Mage,
God.
Yeah, we do
and
know.
I'm pretty sure Blue Mage is happening before Beastmaster.
Yes. Yes.
What
oh,
weapon will Beastmaster use?
That's
I think they've already said it won't be a whip because they don't know how. They can't implement.
They
that.
can't
Not
bone.
enough
Not
bones.
enough bones in the world.
Yeah.
Well, do it.
No.
Figure out a way.
No,
They
can't.
managed to make
Well, it's the
Quisters use a whip with about 6 bones, if that.
That's true.
Yeah, but that was. I don't think that was in real time.
Yeah, It's
I
fun.
think that was a series of canned animations that were on a
That's true.
on a turn-based system.
I can't imagine what they would use.
A riding
net.
crop.
Yeah, riding crop.
Oh, riding crop.
God, I don't know how they're gonna try to.
I
How are
can't
gonna-
think. Yeah.
How are they gonna make it an exciting weapon for Beastmaster?
Look here. I don't even know how they're going to make it an exciting class.
It's a not Pokeball. That's what it is.
Yes.
It's just a
A
monster.
Koopo
cat.
nut.
You know you can't use a Pokeball, Rollo. That's against copyright
Oh
or
yeah.
trademark.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's why it's a not Pokeball.
It's. I see. Yeah.
I don't know how it's gonna. I don't know how they're gonna make it.
It's so mysterious to me. I don't think
It's
we're gonna,
really mysterious.
Well, we'll see. Actually, there's some. We need to move on then to the next part to talk about.
We do, because then we'll know.
Stroll with
some things they are
Yoshi-P.
talking about.
Also, I should also say that for the live letter, there's also going to be miscellaneous updates, which includes 1 hour of merch we can't buy in the West. All right.
Can't
A
wait.
Stroll with Yoshi-P. So that happened
Simpsons
with
character.
Sakaguchi, the two old men strolling through
The
a Yorkshire.
visual of them at with Foxconn as well. Three
yeah.
computers with just like wine in Sakaguchi's right hand is just a very
Yes.
amusing freeze frame.
Yes.
God.
So here's some stuff that has been translated from the subreddit from what happened during. These are some interesting bits from
Sorry.
what they were talking about.
Quickly, can I just say, I want to know how often Sakaguchi comes to Japan, because the idea that this is exclusively what he came to Japan for is very funny, even if it's not true.
Well, he lives in like Hawaii now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he's
It's
got
a pretty
money.
long way.
He's got money. He's
Yeah,
Mr.
when
Final
you're
Fantasy.
retired, and well, no, is he retired?
Well, he's not retired.
He's still
He's
working.
already
He
talked-
did Fantation.
He's
whatever.
recently talked about wanting to make a sequel to Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah.
Go
That
back
man,
to Hawaii, man.
he does-
Go,
But-
yeah, that
yeah.
dude. That it's been like 40 years, dude.
Yeah, it's time. It's time to chill. It's time to
That's
chill.
modern Square Enix. That's not happening, dog.
No.
I think
No.
he also wants to make a sequel to Fantasia, which is also
That's fine.
That's
That's
fine.
completely fine.
Yeah. Okay. So he said field exploration, content occult crescent, or crescent, which is the
Croissant?
croissant. That's the what we just talked about. The
We
new
call it
field
Shades
exploration.
Triangle.
Shades Triangle, yeah.
Um,
The Bermuda Triangle.
He says there is something related to support jobs, hence the Final Fantasy V sprites.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. What is
No.
a support job in this game? Healers?
Sentinel.
Bring him back!
Sentinel.
Bring back
Ah.
Sentinel!
Maybe the whole content has like you go in as a neutral class and can like build choose different jobs like in 5.
I don't know. So
It has a completely different gameplay.
we don't really.
The whole overhaul of the gameplay.
Yeah, are we gonna get like jobs?
Because Eureka
exclusive?
had the cool thing with the elemental wheel, which could have been good, but was actually quite boring.
Yeah.
But Bozzy didn't really have anything like that. It
Do you-
simplified it.
Yeah. Would it? Are they
It had
talk?
just the actions.
Can we like build our own job? Like if
They
there's
might-
like a separate job system in this
I think it'd be really cool.
content, it would be
They
pretty
might-
interesting.
Call them something like sub jobs, but I can guarantee you that it will feel like just a variation of Logos actions.
Probably, yeah.
I
Don't
I
expect.
hope it's deeper than that. I hope like everyone goes in as the same job and you can build your own little build.
that would be
That'd
fun.
neat.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd really like that.
They need to deliver. They need to deliver with this one, I think. So hopefully that's
They've got to at least be on par with Bossia
yeah.
in terms of how it plays out.
Support jobs in Final Fantasy V. Let's just do some live research
Oh yeah,
because he
sure.
hence the Final Fantasy V sprites.
Because remember in while you do that research, remember in Bosnia there were like potions you could take that could turn like you into a tank
Yeah.
Yep.
or a
That's
healer.
true.
Like
Yeah.
the roll switch stuff.
Yeah, because obviously because of how Delube and Regine and Delriatis work, there's no guarantee you'll have one of every role.
Yeah.
We could all start as a freelancer.
Yeah. The default job for 5 is freelancer. from which I guess you build based on crystals. There are wind crystal jobs, water crystal jobs, fire crystal jobs, and earth crystal jobs. Oh boy, there's quite a lot of jobs
There
in
are a
5.
lot of jobs.
So we can't go through all of them here, but mime is one of them.
Mime would be cool.
Can we finally get mime in
We've talked about mime as a
14?
future tank job.
Yeah. Chemist? Hello?
We talked about chemist a lot as well.
I think that dream's dead.
Don't.
That one's not happening.
No, please, chemist. It's gotta
Come on,
happen.
chemist.
I don't know really what that means, but if he refers to like support jobs in 14, we don't really have them anymore. I mean, Bard is the original support job.
It used to be so good at supporting.
Dancer is supposed to be a support job, I guess, but
They just don't do like I used to double my DPS when there was a bard in the party, pretty much. Like it, I used to do so much more damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now they got some of your number. They don't give you number
They
anymore.
stole my number, and everyone is the same.
Yeah. Well, it's exciting. I don't know what that means, but it sure is a mystery. So
yeah, I mean, it could also be the other thing where, like someone chat was saying, but when a freelancer in 5, when you do get skills and stats from mastering other jobs, they carry over to freelancer, so you can use them.
Well, like in 9 as well, with when you max out the special skills on armor.
Oh yeah.
It carries over to the other thing. Same thing in like Bravely Default. I think the freelancer job there too.
I mean,
it basically gets better every time you level another job.
I'll say this: remember the elemental wheel? Don't assume. I mean, my expectations are wary at this point.
This is the content of systems. You know, like they can introduce new systems in this content, so I don't
agree.
know. It's not.
I mean,
my wariness is because I don't necessarily trust them to make a system I like.
But you are correct, Georgi, in that the likelihood here is that we will get 2 Logos action.
But remember, you have to remember, we never got the elemental wheel again, right? They after Eureka, they're like, that shit didn't work.
Here's the thing.
It was stupid.
Yeah, but consider how many times they had to remake Diadem.
Yes. Yeah.
But they perfected it in the end.
But it has gotten better with each iteration. Not the
I don't know
Diadem.
if I'd say it's perfect, but it's tolerable now.
Consider how many times they didn't change Deep Dungeon, though. Maybe they'll...
That's true.
We've only had...
What do you mean, Rollo?
We've only had 3.
Yeah,
how many times can
we
they
could have
keep
had just
repeating
one.
it?
Too. Let's be real. We could have just had one.
We've had one that got
I did
a
the same
different paint
thing
job each time.
3 times.
Okay. Well, anyways, we'll see. I am excited to see whatever system they're putting in there anyway.
Yeah, it'll be cool. That'd be good.
I'm always open to them trying new stuff and experimenting.
Yeah.
Even if
I
hate
agree.
it, even if it sucks, like relics.
I would rather them make something I don't like. I'd rather them try something new that I don't like than try the same thing over and over again without ever innovating.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why Deep Dungeon sucks.
Yes.
Why it was amazing at the start.
Oh, I still think the original Palace of the Dead is good. Like, I just...
It's great.
The concept's good.
Yeah.
But you gotta...
I think Rollo's saying that it's never iterated since then.
Yeah.
I don't
I agree.
necessarily dislike it.
I think it was... I mean, I enjoyed doing Eureka Orthos, but at the end of the day, it was the same as doing Palace of the Dead or Heaven on High, more or less.
I think it's better than Heaven on High.
Oh, everything's better than Heaven on High. That place
You
was
don't like
miserable.
empty Gmod room?
No, it was awful. Oh my god.
GM grass flats or whatever.
Oh.
God. Okay. So it also says raid type something available.
I don't know what this means.
It feels like we're like archaeologists and we're uncovering the sacred texts.
When he says raid
Golden
type
tablets.
something available, is he saying there's going to be the equivalent to like a Castrum Lacus Latore or Dalriada within the first part of Shade's Triangle?
I am assuming that, that we're getting...
Probably, yeah. Like a what were they called? Big Excursion, whatever they were called.
Yeah.
Big Excursion!
Some fancy name.
Great Adventure.
Yeah. So 7.2 patch 7.2. Unsure if it's 7.25 or just 7.2.
He's saying that now. I can almost assuredly assume it's going to be 7.25.
Yeah.
Yeah, but big to determine at this point because the difference between them these days could be months. So we really do need to nail that down, Yoshi-P.
When you say months, it makes it sound like it's going to be more than 2, which is almost certainly the maximum time difference.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Cosmic Exploration will be patch 7.2 as well. So that is
Ooh.
confirmed. So 7.2, Cosmic Exploration.
Speculate. What the hell will we do?
Yeah, I don't... Still, this
They
is
What even
have
would
to.
it be like?
They have to tell us. I mean, I know that like the live letter that's coming up first is the preliminary one where we don't necessarily get as much detail.
Mhm.
But they have to give us something about this at that point because I
Yeah.
can't see how we can get excited. Like, what? They're not going to tell us anything? They'll wait until the second part of the live letter and then we'll know only 2 weeks before it releases?
Mm.
We need some. Like, think how long they went into detail about Island Sanctuary, Gilbert Gottfried, R.I.P. Like, they really went into that
Yeah.
in depth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that, because that was a huge system,
Mm-hmm.
It is a huge system. Yeah.
which was really good in the first patch, and then I couldn't really be bothered with it anymore. But I know it went, it was pretty cool still, and it's cool that they kept it up.
Yeah.
Great way to
Is
make
this
money.
going to be
because
It
of
is
all
a
the
great way to
mailers
make
in the
money.
world that have abandoned it, so you can
Yeah,
just
no,
make
you're
money off
right.
the things in it.
Yeah.
You are right. I just don't. Is it going to be like the same type as Island Sanctuary?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the same genre of whatever
They-
lifestyle thing for sure.
They will it because they said it will be closer to Ishgard Restoration than Island Sanctuary.
So are we building a spaceship together and then traveling to different planets together as a server? And then what do we do on the planets? Are we only going to
Terraform
one
them, then
planet,
move
or
on.
are we going to multiple planets?
We're doing interstellar colonization, Mailer. This is what you've always wanted. This is what you wanted the UK to do before you became what you are now.
I mean, space colonization usually goes to planets with nothing on, so it's just for resources.
Yeah.
As far as my
You
sci-fi
don't know.
real-time strategy games tell me.
that's in based on that, but like we know there are planets with other people.
Oh, that's true. In this game, yeah, this is going to be a bit rough.
Yeah.
We're going to destroy the catfish planet.
I don't know.
Poo-poo's planet.
I don't know what
Well,
to
no,
think about this.
it can't be planets that appeared in Dead Ends because we know that those are already extinct.
Yeah.
That's true. This is going to be an odd one.
Yeah. It is. And again, we
I
don't
did
know
like the
much.
firmament, though. I did enjoy the group effort on Ishgard Restoration.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I wish I had more longevity, and I wish people were able to join or see the progression because it really sucks.
I hated the fact that people could go
Yes.
to different servers and take over instances.
Yeah.
They patched that out.
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah. I'm curious as to if this will be specifically crafter and gatherer related in the same style as Ishgard Restoration, or it will be more freeform in the similar to Island Sanctuary. Because one of the benefits I think there is to Island Sanctuary is that it's a way for people to make a decent, if not significant, amount of money without having to be a crafter.
True.
I think
It'd be
giving
nice to
more
have a bit more
options-
battle on it, yeah.
Yeah.
option for like people who just do combat in this game to make a bit more. I mean,
Yeah.
money in this game is meaningless still. I would say,
But
for
it's
the
all
most
on the
pretty
crafters.
much. Yeah.
part. Yeah,
The
that's how
only
you
people
get
making
it.
serious moolah are the crafters. Gatherers get small amounts, and battle people get like level 100 quests with 26 gil as a reward.
Well,
It's mostly
the thing
drops
is,
you get that are like valuable.
map drops.
yeah, maps
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or going like old content like Eureka and doing maps, the bunnies shit there.
Yeah.
Trying to get good drops.
Yeah.
But who are you getting the money from? Crafters. The only people with any real money is crafters.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, we do
It's a
have
crafter's world.
It
Let's
is
just
a
live
craft-
in
we
it.
do have a
world.
crafter's economy, but that has been specifically. Remember when that time when we read that interview with what was
About
it?
the economy.
About the economy. It was very in depth, and 14 is
yeah.
specifically designed with this in mind. That we have a living, breathing economy, which is
We do,
how
we do.
economy works here as well. I mean, you produce product, people buy product
Yeah,
from
I
producer.
can't just go out into the wild and find buried treasure and get loads of money from it.
No, exactly.
You could.
Which I
You
wish I
could.
could.
enough.
It still happens every now and then, Mela. Someone, finds an old buried
No,
treasure.
museums
Old.
snatch it.
True.
And steal from a museum like that one British guy.
God.
Pulled all the artifacts off.
Okay, so cosmic exploration, so patch 7.2. So yeah, we don't know how much they're gonna say. They're gonna show us the fucking artwork. They're gonna be like, coming out in 7.2. Moving on. This is.
Oh, please don't do that.
He's just gonna do that. Maybe
show
show
us
off
an
some
in-game
gear.
screenshot.
Yeah, maybe that. We might get an in-game screenshot.
Because the artwork, some of
We
it,
weren't-
the styles were very different, but some of the worlds looked very vibrant. And I'm,
Yes.
I'm always a bit hesitant of this game's vibrancy
yeah,
showcasing. So I do want to see some in-game stuff.
yeah.
Sometimes they do it well, like that end bit in the Dead Ends. That was amazing. And Pagelthan, but
Yeah.
sometimes they don't.
Yeah. Okay, moving on then to Arcadion. Please look forward to the latest 8-man. Oh God, is that this? Oh yeah, that is this patch.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that'll be revealed. That's exciting. Please look forward to the latest 8-man raid for patch
Yeah.
7.2. I'm bringing out the interesting stuff where you can only stuff you can only find in patch 7.x. Might see more and more things you don't quite see everywhere.
I hope so. I
Yeah,
hope it's better than the
Nonsensical
first tier.
sense.
the sacred texts. We must
Hope they
interpret
make
them.
it
Yeah, I mean that is.
more and more unique.
I'm assuming they're
I
talking
think
about like
Mailer is-
mechanics.
I think Mailer's lower on the first tier than it deserves.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
We all came away with that. We really enjoyed
I
it.
don't mind the first tier, but I don't think it did anything majorly special compared to
They
other
were-
Dawn Trail content.
Mailer's main criticism, which I somewhat agree with, is that it still had the formula of like
yeah,
one side attack followed by another side. You know that
Okay.
the
there
like
was
left
lots of
and then right.
predictable mechanics immediately.
That
Okay,
that's.
well, I
yeah.
agree that it was more less creative of some of the Dawn Trail combat stuff. So,
Yeah,
but
When you've run through the leveling dungeons and then an expert, and like the amount they'd changed, I just wanted
Yeah.
them to do the same here, and they still can. So I really
there were still
Also,
some
don't mind it.
interesting stuff in there though.
Oh,
as far as
there was,
style
yeah,
goes,
yeah,
though,
for sure.
I really like this, like the presentation of it.
It
The
is very
story, too.
different.
The
That's very
storyline
different.
was
I
good.
mean,
Yeah,
I brought this up at the time. It's the first raid series I think that we've had ever where every fight has its own song.
yes, and also the announcer dynamically.
The announcer's fun.
You know.
Yeah, the announcer's dynamic. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very cliche too, but it's like they lead into it. You know, they're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this is a tropey anime tournament thing. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're
Plus, we're going into. We did the lightweight, heavyweight.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I'm pretty sure they did tell us what the next tier was called at the end of the.
I think
Patch.
it was cruiserweight.
oh, okay.
But we're going into like, surely into some like crazy fight. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio is going to be the last guy.
I
They
hope
told
Rey
us-
Mysterio is in it.
They tell us in the storyline what the three tiers are called. I can't remember them off
No.
the top of
Yeah.
my head though.
No.
Plus, bearing in mind, we also need to find out the mystery of the president, who may or may not be an
Mhm.
Asian.
Mhm.
I mean, will we even be still in the arena, like by the
Who
end, right?
knows?
Or will we like break into the Arcadion and work out? Like, there's
Mhm.
loads they could do with this story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. That's 7.2 as well. While they are aware of opinions where some players hate mechanics where you'd only do them, but not being able to hit the enemy while at it, aka downtime. But if that makes raid interesting, let's try doing various things about it.
They're talking about mechanics where particularly melee DPS can't necessarily attack the boss and they have to completely focus on resolving the mechanics. The example I think they've used in the past is turning into either a Sasquatch or a bird for certain mechanics in the first fight of Midas.
Yeah, I feel like we've had this.
I don't
We've
mind
talked
that.
about this very recently, actually. But yeah, that's an age-old complaint, I think, from Melee.
I don't mind downtime, and there's loads of cool things that you can do with it. And I don't even mind the Bingle Bix, Bubbly Bix turning into a Sasquatch stuff. Like it was pretty interesting mechanically to have, especially Savage with the 4 pools. Like it was a cool fight.
Yeah,
I
do
don't.
wish we did more fun stuff on downtime that wasn't just the.
Mhm.
If you're not hitting the
Yeah.
guy, then you're not really. You're dodging
Yeah.
a mechanic or something.
Mhm.
I don't mind downtime. My main concern is that sometimes things like, particularly the Sasquatch, it's not always the case with things like this, but it sometimes feels a bit clunky. Like
That's
I
true.
like how the hacking minigame was included in Tower of Paradigm's Breach. I quite like that part of the fight.
That one
Oh
was
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
that's
Things like that, yeah, or like in
Or like Byakko
Alexander
falling
Prime.
down and dodging the
Byakko
balls.
falling down was good, but not for the 1,000th time.
Well,
I like it, but it was a little
when
bit too
farming that became a bit much. But yeah,
But
it is
I
a
don't
fun
think people
mechanic.
farm normal Arcadion, and they can adjust the Savage to not have as many downtime mechanics.
Well,
Yeah.
they've been better at doing that. It's like how they removed the part of what's the second tier of Pandemonium
Yeah,
called again?
just thinking about that.
Abyssos.
Abyssos.
Yeah, Abyssos. Yeah, against Proto Carbuncle, where you start off in the cage and then you drop down in the normal mode. You
Exactly.
start immediately at the
Yeah.
bottom of
Yeah.
the extreme or the
Mhm.
savage.
Normal mode should have gimmicks and fun little cutscenes and whatever. It should
Yeah.
be enjoyable. It's
I
for
agree.
the normal
Yeah.
player.
Not the other way
Savage.
around.
Yeah.
No, I
Squeeze.
agree.
I
Don't
agree.
put the cool story shit in the Savage. That's,
Yeah,
I don't want to do that
I
for the
agree.
story.
I agree.
People aren't doing Savage to do the story. They're doing it to, test their gameplay and be the best.
Mhm.
Why can't you put the scary Resident Evil monster normal? Come on.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on then to the next ultimate development is already under development.
I don't want to even hear
Whoa.
about it. You're talking about Ultimate when we don't got shit to do right
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Don't,
But
don't
there's
even
a whole
say
new
nothing.
Ultimate.
This isn't the time to talk about that.
Read the
but-
room.
Yeah.
No. The plan is already decided.
Plan is already decided. Yeah, there's not much to say about that. We don't know anything about it, but it is happening.
What was the most recent one? Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Eden's Promise.
Futures
Yeah.
rewritten.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
um,
I still think Warring Triad should
be next.
be
I'm
on the
not-
cards.
Yeah.
I really like the idea of Warring Triad and Kafka, but they've never done a. They have no ultimate in this game has taken inspiration from another game. They're exclusively based around how the fights are interpreted in our own game.
What
That is
fights
true.
remain that they haven't covered? So we have that are not like from other Final Fantasies. I mean, like, is there are there any left? I don't remember the trials anymore.
I'm thinking.
How about the like original?
They haven't done a Four Lords one.
Oh, they did that. That's the woke one.
But
Yeah.
Four Lords isn't originally from. I suppose ours is still a unique.
Yeah, but what I
Yes,
mean
right.
by that, Mailer, is like they do it within the lore of our game. It's like how the Omega fight doesn't pull any. It doesn't really pull from like Kefka or anything else. It's exclusively based on Omega.
The
fights.
weapons,
They are in our
Weapons is
game.
possible, yes.
and they are. I mean, technically borrowed from other games, but like they've made them ours. Like
Weapons Ultimate would be cool.
yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
Might be an extension though of just like
Bahamut.
Yeah, or not Bahamut.
Yeah, Coil.
Yeah, I don't know.
It-
But I think they can. There's still some space for them to wiggle in and do some creative stuff here and there.
I think they want to do.
Yeah.
I'll probably want to do a Xenos Ultimate at some point.
Ooh.
Oh God, that one I'd probably maybe want to see.
Yeah.
Just because
That
how
could be
people
cool.
think about Xenos in this community is hilarious enough in itself.
I would be okay with that.
Yeah.
They could do.
Well, they could do like a
Mm.
whole like Garlean, like and like
yeah.
ultimate, like Varus.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, okay, but don't think about it. right?
Praetorium Ultimate.
If it is Xenos, right?
Yeah.
Right. They're not going to tell you that it's Xenos, right? They're not going to tell you like, oh yeah, Ultimate is Xenos, right? in the patch trailer, right? They'll say, "Oh, there's a new ultimate coming," or like they'll or whatever, and then they'll have a Xenos voiceover the entire
Ooh.
patch trailer.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, "Oh my!" It's like, "No, Xenos is coming. I hate him.
No.
That would be so funny.
Unsubscribe. Fuck this
But
game."
It
God.
would be so good if they brought like Varys into Ultimate, because then he finally gets to be like a villain, like an actual boss villain, and not just body
Not a-
parts
You could have
in
you could have
in
Gaius
anime.
Varus Xenos.
he has an extreme trial.
Varys?
He does, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but come on, this is like he died. He died.
He's
too
It
actually
was
soon.
like a
two for
dream
that anyway.
scenario thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was kinda like fake.
I agree, but that's what an ultimate is as well.
Yeah,
It's-
but-
it's completely fictional.
Of course. I'm just saying, like, you can't just have Xenos. You need to, if you
He
pull in
deserves
Xenos,
more.
think about all the stuff you can
Oh,
do.
you say you can't have Xenos. I think they would want to focus
You could
entirely
pull
on Xenos.
Solus in there
Solus?
when we can see old Solus with the
Varys.
beard. Are you
I
fucking
think
kidding
they-
me?
Gaius.
Gaius.
I think you are being way too hopeful in what they will do. I think if they do one with Solus,
forgive
it will
me.
be.
For being hopeful. I'm sorry, we're not allowed to. Yeah.
I think if Solus is one, they're gonna do one. They'll do an Ascian focused one.
Ugh.
If it's I think if you do Xenos, they might include like Asahi in there as something along
Yes.
with
Boring.
maybe like the twin, like whatever you see at the that one
They
dungeon.
don't work for Xenos. They work for They work for Varus.
Yeah.
They could
And
do
they would
like
never Rollo. They would never put Varys in. He has an extreme.
They
don't
could
you
do
know?
like the Torment of Yotsuyu Ultimate, and that would have a lot of these people involved anyway.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like a way of making her extreme just insane. Like all the ads of full boss phases. That'd be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, we
Plus
don't know
her
anything.
ring was
We don't know
very pretty.
shit. We don't know jack.
I see Yotsuyu being more likely in a Xenos Ultimate than Varus.
Well, they could all be in it.
Everyone could Stormblood Ultimate. You know, I don't know. Fuck it. Do it all.
Yeah,
Final
that's when
Fantasy
people drop the
14
game.
Ultimate. It's
Um,
everything.
yeah, yeah.
They could do Ultimate, where it's all the Ultimates so far in one long thing. Where it's like a
Yes.
4-hour fight of Ultimates.
Yes.
Oh, and every death you start right from the beginning. Yes,
Oh.
finally.
God, Yotsuyu Ultimate, and then it's just like ads are just pipes, her giant ass pipes coming for you, and that's epic.
Pipes?
Her
Do you remember her
pipe.
opium pipe?
Oh, that type of pipe. I was thinking like sewage pipes.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
I know, what are you on about?
The
I
fuck?
thought it was quite vaguely confusing.
Got some real Yotsuyu not lovers here.
The
You know nothing
Yotsuyu
about-
what
X
the
Mario crossover.
don't know about her opium pipe. Damn.
Yeah, how do you not know that? Okay. He also says doing various things for 8.x as well. So cool.
Probably
making
making
game
terrible
good, like,
decisions.
Remember that's when the game's getting
the
good.
jobs. No, that's when the jobs are going to be good.
That's what they said. The jobs will be good.
The games, no, the combat's
People
good
keep
at this expansion. But
rephrasing
the
that.
game,
They never said that the jobs will be good.
I
They said
know.
they'll
Just a
rework
yoke.
the jobs. Thank
the
you
jobs
very
are going to
much.
finally
It's
be
a
good.
yoke.
But yeah, it's funny to like tease it out so much.
I know you're joking. I want to clarify this for the people out there that I know definitely aren't joking.
No, well,
They're definitely going to be good in 8.8.
You don't even have to play the game now. You can just wait till 8.x.
So real, Rollo.
do you remember when Yoshi-P said that they have done no development for 7.x and they're just going to do 8.x stuff? That's why there's no
Yeah.
content coming up.
I mean, it
That was
shows.
crazy when he
It
said that.
shows
Actually, we
fucking
plan to make
can.
this the worst expansion in 14's history, so we could take a break.
Yeah.
That was crazy when he said that. This is all a joke.
Don't
This is
fail.
all a
No.
joke.
No, it's real. And then that's what. Remember, they spent all their time working on 16 first.
Right.
And now they're spending all their time working on.
Right.
The
making
real
it.
scary thing is going to be when 8.0 comes out, they'll delete all of 7.0 and it'll seamlessly go from Endwalker to 8.0.
Yes, yes.
Just that this is an embarrassing era for them. They're just moving on.
Uh,
All of this is a yoke.
It's all a joke,
Okay.
guys.
Okay.
no. I hate this game. I would never talk about this game in my free time.
we
I do it
really
because I
hate
come out of
this
my
game.
cage.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, it starts to become a pattern where people can solve mechanics by looking at the debuff inflicted on players. It becomes a game of whether you're fighting the boss or you're fighting with debuffs. So they're going to cut those kind of indicators down.
Thank God.
This is
That
what-
is the worst thing in this fucking game. You're like, what's this? What's this new fight? What do I gotta do? And what you gotta do is stop, mouse over to your debuff, and read it.
Yeah.
Like, no.
A paragraph.
Mailer and I have been complaining about this for an expansion at this point.
It was the Pandemonium. Was the last one Pandemonium?
Yes, Pandemonium was the last one.
Pandemonium
Yeah, that was the worst
Oh
one.
my god.
It was
so
just-
annoying. Yeah, like you had to. Is your icon a red circle with a blue dot or a blue circle with a red dot? Because
Yeah.
it's very different mechanics.
Yeah.
And this one's called Wall of the Lightning, but that one's called Lightning of the Wall, and you got to know the difference between them. But don't read it because you got to do 7 other mechanics at the same time.
Yeah.
I could keep it, right? I could live with it if there was like a dictionary, like a debuff encyclopedia.
Like
Yeah.
World of Warcraft
Where I could-
has, where every single mechanic is in a guide in the in-game, not even an add-on, so you can learn the fights by reading.
Like
Yeah.
I don't need to know how like everything works or anything like that. Just like if I've seen the debuff once, let me be able to read it whatever.
Yeah. And don't make the description when you hover over it. Your body is astrally aligned with the ether of the cosmos. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? Do I go in or out?
See, I don't mind that if the visual tell is what you're supposed to be able to tell, like figure out the mechanic from. I like when the debuff is nonsense. If the in battle like signifiers are readable.
Well,
If you can visually work out what to do, yeah.
yes.
But if your
Otherwise,
model doesn't
fucking
change at
tell me
all.
what to do. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. If you can't tell what you're supposed to do by looking at the boss and the arena,
Yeah.
and the debuff timer is just gonna fucking send you on an archaic 18th century poem, like that's infuriating.
Yeah.
You know what's one I think always works really well, and I always appreciate when I see it, is the magnetic debuffs. Because you get the visual on your character of like the rings with the either orange for positive,
Exactly.
or blue
Yeah.
or negative, and then you also get the little debuff, which you can. It says basically what it is.
Yeah.
But you get
And
that,
then-
and the stage too changes. Like, oh, okay,
No, the icon's usually pretty obvious. It'll be a plus or a minus.
Yeah.
yeah.
And there'll
it's
be a massive
intuitive.
tether of electricity between you. You'll be able to figure it out. It won't
Yeah.
say, the sepulchre grows dark at this time of year. And you have
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Or the high-low mechanics too, I think work really good. Mostly because you physically see your character
Exactly.
higher up.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I still have to hover over them just to make sure you are taking damage on high or low, just to double check. But
Yeah.
you get time.
Yeah.
Shadow's making a good point that controller players can't even mouse over debuffs.
Oh my god.
No,
That's true.
You have to
And
hit
this
the
game is
select
designed
button
for
or
them.
the back button and like.
Yeah, you have to,
move
like-
the cursor selector.
Yeah.
like that.
If this was any other MMO, I'd say, tough luck. But this game is designed for that.
Yeah.
They're the majority player.
Yeah.
Good game.
So, well,
design.
they're cutting. They're realizing
are.
that this is not
Good. Blow it up.
Finally.
right. Yeah.
No more.
No more. Thank you.
Make use
I
of
like
this
this
new feature you've added where you have a massive red text thing appear in the center of the screen. Tell us what to do.
That's good.
I
Even-
like this next sentence.
Yeah. Then this next sentence is: the devs are pursuing making things more interesting as an experience.
Can I say they've been saying this for a while in
Yeah,
terms of
and-
like this meaningless sentence of like fun is a new focus moving forward in the development of this game.
We've discovered fun.
That's it manifesting, guys.
Maybe it's more
8.x.
nuanced in Japanese.
It probably is. I would hope, but yeah, they're trying to make things interesting. So cool. There's going to be more things where you might want to pay attention to the screen for 7.2. Many things will undergo changes, like tempo and so on. He refers to battle pacing, most likely. So
Good, if that means faster.
Yes.
yes,
Keep up the fast paced, or you know what? You can make it faster too. That's
You
fine
can.
with me.
yeah,
The combat right now is in a very good place.
yes.
What if I have carpal tunnel syndrome, Rollo?
then
I
unsubscribe
don't
from the
know.
game.
Go to physical therapy.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be playing if you have carpal tunnel.
Get an adaptive controller where you can use your elbows to play.
Yeah.
instead.
Mhm.
That's a thing.
Because
You
you're
can also
making
use
your
head.
condition worse by continuing to play anyway.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
people who play this game just using their head and like elbows. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why can't you adapt, Yogi, with your wrists?
With your wrists. Okay, well there you go. That's a Stroll with Yoshi-P. We have time for like one MogMail. I'll do the short one, so number 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's jump into MogMail. This is from Sparrow. Hi, I wanted to toss you a fun, easy one. Do you have a favorite Overworld mob? Mine is the Gigatenders, Gigatenders in Amarang.
Gigantenders.
Gigantenders.
It's Spanish. It's gigantendo.
Oh, Gigantenders. I really like their design and the defeated noise they make when you beat them.
It's a tougher question because there's so many good enemies.
There's
That
a
is-
lot of
I
anime
really
mobs in
like.
this game.
I'll tell you one, and this might not be an overworld mob because it's mostly in dungeons that they do the thing I like. But I will always love skeletons, like in Hawk Manor specifically because when they like, I think it's when they get into combat or when like they're summoned, they go. And then they like,
Yeah.
I love it. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
good.
that, like, we knew exactly what you were talking about, even though you cut out slightly because
Yeah,
your voice
yeah.
was so high.
Crisp. Thanks, Crisp.
Yeah, sorry. I love
they're great.
skeletons though. That's
no,
they're theirs.
Yeah.
My friend has made the exact same argument. He thinks that the skeletons have some of the best sound design in this game.
Mm.
Not
They
just for their
do.
laughter,
They're
but
so
also for the
clattering.
rattling of their bones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the bone rattle. It's so like
It's
I don't
a
know.
nice noise.
Yeah.
They're just like an evil skeleton. There's something just a skeleton
Yes.
is kind of funny to me.
Yeah. And
It's
the
just
fact-
bones.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they're cackling
They're
for
like-
some reason. It's very interesting.
I wish more people talked about them in lore because
Yeah.
they're a bit scary, really, aren't they? They're just. I mean,
skeletons.
they're
yeah.
a lot more scary
just
than
like-
some of the other monsters.
Yeah.
I mean, Rollo, that's basically the Brenda logic from Scary Movie too.
Cindy, this is bones.
Uh,
Yeah, they're just. It's inherently funny a skeleton. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I do giggle a little
Yeah,
bit.
'cause it's
with
just-
them.
It's just like I don't understand. A skeleton shouldn't be threatening. Like
No.
the threatening part about a body is the muscle mass behind it.
Yeah, that's true.
I think there are some in the Lost City in Thanalan, maybe. I think there's some undead
The
monsters there. So there
bones?
might
There's
be
also
there.
some. There's also some outside Temtera, and
Mm.
there's
yeah.
the dead men's moans in on the Isle of Umbra. as well.
Oh
right,
yeah.
true.
That's
I
true.
don't know if they do the skeleton laugh though, because I think it's only when
You've got to check them.
We gotta
Nice
check.
on.
Gotta check for the cackle.
Gotta check the
Cackle
skeleton.
I need a
check.
bone report right
Yeah,
now.
bone report, please.
Phone report on my desk first thing.
Or your bones.
Favorite overworld mob. I mean, I've always been. I mean, the Gubu is always.
Oh, no.
Has always been my favorite.
Mhm.
Their little butt, big
Same.
butt, and they're just the face. They're such a unique. I mean, they appeared in 11,
They're so happy.
but
Mhm.
there's just something about them. I don't know what they are. I don't know what they're made. I don't like. Is their skin like a dinosaur? As if I know what a dinosaur feels like.
Elephant.
Elephant skin. Like is it? But moss it grows on them as well. Like they're covered in moss at the top,
They're
and they have.
classified as plantkin.
Oh yeah, that too. They're plants. They're a plant. And they have
such thin legs.
such thin legs and such full
long
buttocks.
arms. Yeah.
So
I
Well,
mean,
the thing is, they have a buttocks, but if they're plants, they probably don't shit.
no, and
That's
that makes it
true.
even more mysterious, right? Like,
But
what
it's
is
also
just
they eat-
cushioning.
They can also eat people, like Minfilia's father.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
So versatile and.
So do
and-
they just like? Do they maybe? They could be really efficient, like creatures, in the sense that they absorb every bit of nutrients and they leave no waste behind.
Oh,
Oh.
that's pretty cool.
Maybe Minfilia's
Or-
dad is like moss now on the
Mm.
Gubu.
They could. Maybe they
Warburton
oxygenate
moss.
in the sense that, like, anything they consume is in similar style to like plants consuming carbon dioxide. they emit in terms of oxygen.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there you go.
Well,
Boo-boo,
I
Mela.
mean, I also.
Chad is right. Carnivorous plants in real life don't shit either. You ever
That's
seen a
true.
Venus flytrap shit?
That's true.
Well, don't
That's
they?
true.
They might
But don't-
spit things out if they can't. Don't break them
I don't
down.
think they
otherwise.
spit them out. I think they'll just open up.
But wouldn't?
Yeah.
But the nutrients go into the roots, maybe. I mean, they
It goes down the stem and then
goes-
they're
So Minfilia's
into
dad, if he fell into a fly trap, he would be roots.
he would be roots
Yeah,
right now.
that's where
Mhm.
that's where she is, or what's where he is.
That's
Yeah.
where the phrase "the root of all evil" comes from.
That's right. That's right. Fell in a
Ooh,
fly
oh,
trap.
actually, you know what? Real mob I love though. That's like not kind of a funny skeleton. Lunatenders, I think.
Oh yeah. they're-
Oh,
I
they're
think
great.
Lunatenders
Lunatenders
choice.
are a great design.
They're-
That's a good choice.
Especially like the lead up to Endwalker, because like we never got like a close up of them for a little while. There's always like these fuzzy like blurry screenshots, like it was like some weird cryptid in the background.
Yeah.
and
yeah.
I was like,
that's
what the fuck is that
That's
creature?
where the
What?
That's where the Le Créature
La
Yeah.
Creatura.
names came from.
And then I think like someone recently on the subreddit made like a plush of a Lunatender, and it's just like
Yeah.
this big gangly
So
thing.
gangly,
I
yeah.
love it. He's the ultimate creature.
Love that. Okay.
I do
Mela.
agree that Goobos are probably also my favorite, but adjacent to them, I also like the Christmas pudding Goobos, the rotted ones.
Yeah. Okay.
What
yeah.
do you call them? Christmas pudding?
Because they look like Christmas
Gourmands.
puddings. Yeah, gourmands.
Gourmands.
How do they
And-
look like? I do not see what you mean when
Because
you
they
say
have,
they
like,
look like
dusting,
Christmas pudding.
like,
Because
What
they
do
have
you-
like the icing on top.
The icing. Yeah.
Mold.
Mold.
Yeah, the mold.
The delicious
and
mold.
trolls as well from
Trolls
whatever.
are
it's
Oh,
like,
trolls are cute.
Oh yeah.
Labyrinthos. Also, in a Rollo-esque one, the Corrigans from the Deep Dungeons, where they do the scream.
Scream.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Good sound design goes a long way.
Yeah.
It
That's
does.
true. That's true. Okay, Georgi, you're.
In terms of one that's cute, I like the little Yukinkos. I think they're called the
Oh.
because they
the
have little
hats.
hats.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
But
Mm.
one thing a design thing that I really like about Overworld mobs is when they like engage when you approach them, like the calcs. So like the pile of sticks in
Oh, yeah.
in Kalusia that like
Ooh.
assemble themselves when
Oh,
you
yeah.
approach them
Right. Yes.
to attack you,
They're cool.
or the gliders when their giant wings appear behind them
Mhm.
The Dracos.
when you get close.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like
and
those
also
tomato things or whatever.
Tomatoes.
Oh yeah. those
tomatoes.
horrible
Yes, are
things.
another one. The most recent one that I can think that they added to the game. There might be others in Dawn Trail, but the only one that comes to my mind right now is the Tiachis, the little like sugar gliders in Yaktel.
Oh, yeah.
The
like
Pikachus.
they have this. They like take out the blades on their arms.
They take so long to do that, you get a lot of hits in.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
yeah. Yeah. Okay.
That's- yeah.
Well, there you go. That's
Lots
our.
of good mobs in this
There
game.
are many good mobs.
So many good designs like Gaily Cats, and there's so much
You'll
shit
see
every
some of
quarter
them
because-
in the upcoming Speakers Network series, Beasts of a Realm.
That's
coming
so
soon.
true.
I think my favorite thing about Gaily Cats is that in universe their classification is in question, whether they're void sent beastkin or what are the flying ones called? I can't remember.
Glider?
Wing
Or
wingkin, something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
oh god.
Okay, we need to move on. We can talk about mobs
Mhm.
forever, but we do have a last story to talk about.
Love
But
a
thank
good
you, Sparrow.
mob.
A lot of good mobs in 14.
Cloudkin, thank you, chat.
Cloudkin, yeah.
All right. There has been a lot of talk about this
What a
stalking tool.
slide.
There's not really. I don't know what to put here.
You should have
know?
made like a little picture of like a Yoshi-P behind a corner.
I
and
was
the
thinking
shadows
about
looking at
putting the
you.
little creep from Hildebrand, but I don't know how
Oh,
lightly I should
that's
take it.
true,
The
yeah.
story,
That's
so
fair.
I chose neutral. All right. This is an official response now on the stalking plugin.
On the forums.
On the forums. We'll discuss some of the reactions to this because
This is how you know Yoshi-P's really angry.
yes,
Yeah.
when he
Something
posts on the forums, yeah.
exclusively
Yes.
and is not directed to you. You don't get directed there via the lodestone.
Nope.
He was just it was 3 a.m. and he was
He's
furious.
rage
He was
posting
like,
on the
"God."
forums. All right. Regarding the use of third-party programs and player safety. Hello, everyone. Producer and director Naoki Yoshida here. We have confirmed that there exists third-party tools that are being used to check Final Fantasy XIV characters' information that is not displayed during normal gameplay. The tool is being used to display a segment of a Final Fantasy XIV character's internal account ID, which is then used in an attempt to further correlate information on other characters on the same Final Fantasy XIV service account. The development and operations teams are aware of the situation and the concerns being raised by the community, and are discussing the following options. There are 2 options listed here. Requesting that the tool in question be removed and deleted. And
How
number
polite.
2. What? What did you say?
How polite.
Yeah, very polite. Number 2 is not so polite. Pursuing legal action. Aside from character information that can be checked in-game and on the lodestone, we have received concerns that personal information registered on a user's Square Enix account, such as address and payment information, could also be exposed with this tool. Please rest assured that it is not possible to access this information using these third-party tools. We strive to offer and maintain a safe environment for our players, which is why we ask everyone to refrain from using third-party tools. We also ask that players do not share information about third-party tools, such as details about their installation methods, or take any other actions to assist in their dissemination. The use of third-party tools is prohibited by the Final Fantasy XIV user agreement, and their usage could threaten the safety of players. We will continue to take a firm stance against their usage. Naoki Yoshida, Final Fantasy XIV producer and director. So that is also why we have obviously never mentioned this plugin by name or any way how you can get it. We will ask you to keep not mentioning the name of this tool. I know a lot of you want to, but you can't, please.
I think that second last paragraph where they were talking about we ask players to not share information about third-party tools and take any other actions to assist in their dissemination. I think that's might be why this is only on the forum and not like they haven't made it more prominent.
Yeah.
Because even talking about it brings people attention to the tools.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah, that's the issue.
So, like we almost predicted, and either the first or second time we talked about this, the fact that this might actually violate like laws in countries like the EU or regions.
EU is my favorite country.
Mine too.
Well, some
Just
people,
join it.
yeah. I think Square Enix thinks the EU is a country, but then it's just
like
the
that.
country has 3 states for some reason. We because of this, it's probably why they're pursuing legal action, because if this actually reaches a European court, they're in trouble. So that's
Yeah.
probably why this is so stern. We've had Yoshi-P wag his finger at us before and be angry, but never has he mentioned legal action like this. So this is quite a serious threat. So the plugin developer should be quaking
I mean, it's the right thing to
in
do.
his or her boots.
Yes.
Also, a lot of people have mentioned that they feel like this is too light touch and you know, similar things like that. It's like, oh, is that all they're going to do? Fix the blacklist feature?
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not going to say all their plans outright.
No. I've
Because
been
that would be an insane thing to do.
the feedback on this response
I think-
has confused me, because I have never
Yeah,
seen him been this firm. Like say, like legal action. Read between the lines here. That means that Square Enix's like legal department is like booting up, like preparing to like actually do something here.
I think it just shows a lack of people's understanding of how corporate speak works.
Yeah.
Because one, they're not going to talk about what actual actions they're making internally, because that makes the enemy or the people that are the manipulating this for negative reasons. It makes them aware of what they're doing, so then they can do their own things to work around it.
Yes.
So if they provide as little information to people that are making these third-party tools, then it provides the people that are outside it less of an opportunity to react against it.
Yes, and also
Exactly.
this message, some people have said this came late, but you have to remember, they first have to. I'm pretty sure that whoever made the plugin was already got this message before it hit the
they
forums.
know what's going on.
So stuff is already happening before this message
Yeah.
came out. I mean, they're not. This is not their like official and like we are just now starting.
Yeah.
Like this is probably already working behind the scenes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm sure legal departments in Japan had to consult
Yeah.
or start
Yeah.
their consulting with themselves, and then talking with Yoshi-P
Yeah.
as well about it, which is
Yeah.
This
an entire process.
This statement almost certainly went through their lawyers. There's no
Yes.
way he
100%.
posted this without consulting his lawyer. I mean, people are saying that this took so long for them to respond to this. It's about a week since it's really hit the public.
Yeah.
This is
Exactly.
not that long a response for them to make.
Sure, they didn't
Yeah.
know the exploit has been available for a while, but no one, it wasn't a thing. Like we didn't know that this was a problem. The problem has to first happen. Do you know what I mean? Before they can respond to it. So I think this is pretty good for Square Enix. Like remember, there has been a lot of scandals in the past where it would take a long time before there was any response. In some cases, there was no official response. This came in like a week after like it really hit the fan. So
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I know people are saying that it's been happening like since the start of DT, of course, and I will say I do think Square Enix is in the wrong here still, as in making this information
I don't think any of us defending
publicly
that.
No, that- yeah.
available.
That's
Not
true.
publicly available, but client facing is the
that's their fault. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
and but I think now that it's gotten bigger, they're able to like see it.
Yeah. I did not know. I would say that we may not be fully in tune with everything that happens in this community, but we are pretty. Usually, when things happen, we learn about it. I had no idea this tool existed. I'd never seen this tool until it hit our desk.
This was
3
underground.
weeks ago.
This was for the.
There was
the
maybe
real
some
deep in
murmurs
there.
about it, like
Maybe a
a
post
few
here and
weeks
there.
before, but I kind of shrugged it off at first because I didn't really understand what it was. But yeah, when it hits the mainstream is when you'd have to like. That's when it becomes a problem, and that's what happened. I think people are trying. There is something strange happening in this community right now, where it is everything they do is wrong. When in this case, I think for once they actually did something very quick, gave us all the information we needed. I feel pretty confident that this problem is about to be solved. Like I don't worry about this tool anymore. Like this.
I think whether or not it takes them a while to actually fix this loophole within their code that people are able to exploit, I think they're going to go out of their way to be very litigious for people that they discover are taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
I think
until such a point that it is properly solved.
Yes, yes, because this is a threat not just to players but to Square Enix as well. Because this, like we've said before, there's a lot of laws protecting individuals here. So
yeah, I think the ideal, the thing that people want is like immediate hotfix.
Yes.
Like right now. Like
yes.
And this you should not have this information textable through packet sniffing or anything like that. Which I do agree with. I will say I'm not going to say how like easy it is to do or anything like that. But I understand people's fears is that like even if they're like really quick about smashing, like hey, get this guy, he's doing that right now. You could do this as an individual actor fairly easily with the know-how.
I think what they're doing now is like they're trying to set a precedent. They're making an example out of this person, and then maybe they are planning to roll back the blacklist system, but hopefully they're trying to just improve on this system so that it's not stored client side but server side, and that will solve pretty much everything.
I think rolling back the blacklist system is their last resort. I think they would really rather not have to do that.
Yeah.
That might come with a whole host of other problems depending on how it's implemented.
I'm sure they're working on it, because obviously they also, as in, 4 idiots here can sit here and say, I mean, obviously someone else is going to make a new plugin and that'll just be all over again. They're thinking that too. They know that the exploit is out there, so people are still going to make these tools. So they need to change everything.
And we don't know how much, like, can they just revert the blacklist system?
Yeah.
Like, is it designed in such a way that if they reverted it, it would break a bunch of other things that are currently in the game right now?
Yeah.
They can't just...
How modular is that game?
It's very easy to say, like, I'll just make it go, take it back to the way it was, but we don't know exactly how they've program.
they
this whole system out.
introduced new things with the new blacklist system. That disappears if they roll back. What happens then? You know, like there's a lot of moving parts. You can't just flip a switch, I think, anymore. So
Yeah.
I mean, look at how long it took them to fucking start to, and we still have some of it, to disentangle 1.0 code for this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do definitely understand the sentiment, though. Like I said, I mean,
Yeah.
you can make an example of someone, right? You know, but like, if I really wanted to, I could just do it myself. You know, not that I'm saying I actually could, but you know, it's still there as
Of course,
now.
but now there's
It needs fixing as well.
But now you know that if your tool for some reason gets spread, you might face legal action. That's what they're trying. That's their number one now, is to stop, to discourage people from making these plugins. To be like, we are litigious now, and then they'll probably fix this. They might not even like. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna tell us if they're fixing it. They must. Surely they must. But
they probably would once it's fixed.
I think they'll say after they fix it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
I think that's why there's no mention of it.
I think
here.
it's kind of similar to how, like, when they get DDoSed or whatever, you don't say like, we are being DDoSed to hell and back.
They say technical issue or whatever.
Yeah, you know, because you don't want to acknowledge like the people and then have you know, kind of have to give in to whoever's DDoSing. Like, never say to like who's DDoSing them or something.
Yeah, no,
because it's just, you know, they're trying to get money or whatever.
Yeah.
So I will say that one time when he was like, "We have the most un-DDoSable server."
Yes.
Oh, that was funny.
Like, afterwards, it's like,
The Iron Curtain.
Now you're testing me.
Chat brought this up earlier. When you say things like that, like if they were to, this is why they didn't mention it in this post.
Yeah.
Like, we're doing everything we can to stop this.
Mm-hmm.
That's a challenge to these people.
Exactly.
They see that and like,
you don't want that.
Yeah. I think they're gonna do they might do a quiet fix of this and then announce that the blacklist system has been upgraded or changed or you know, they've done something. I don't think they're gonna they don't want us to know that they're doing this fix. So
yeah, people should be aware. The tool's there.
The tool is there.
It is out there still for potential use.
there'll be a way. There'll be other people making similar tools probably.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But what you should do if you stumble across another similar tool is to just report it to Square Enix. Get them in trouble. You know, just do that.
Exactly.
That's the only way to fight it right now until they fix it themselves. That's that. You know, that's hopefully the last we'll hear about this tool because
Until it's solved.
Until it's solved.
I hope so.
Yeah. So there you go. Bye. Tool. Bye tool.
Bye tool.
You really had to stop that one, like that guy undercutting her.
That's so crazy. It's so crazy.
Ultimate hater energy, man.
Yeah.
Almost respectable. Almost respectable. The amount of hate.
Yeah.
Or pettiness. Just
so tired of people in this community sometimes. Okay, well, speaking of bye, it's the end of the show, folks. We'll be back next week. Next week, same time, same place. I will say that it's too early for me to announce this, but in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we will be moving the show to Sunday. For one day only.
The 15th. 3 weeks from today.
From the 15th.
Thank you.
So it'll be on the 16th. We're announcing it now ahead of time, but I'll keep announcing it at the end of every show until we get to that day, so you won't forget. But just keep that in mind. That's for MGP is on the 15th.
What's MGP?
Oh, it's the Norwegian
gold saucer points.
It's
Yeah.
the
Melody Grand Prix.
It's Melody Grand Prix. It's the Norwegian.
what is this European shit? I don't know that.
It's the Norwegian Eurovision selection show.
Watch yourself, Lloyd.
Can I quickly? On the Graham Norton show, they were talking about Eurovision with the British representative last year. Ariana Grande was on stage as well. She looks so confused. That's how I imagined everyone in the audience was when you just brought up.
Yeah,
MGP
sorry, just
with
casually.
no context.
That's even more niche because it's the Norwegian selection show for Eurovision.
Yes,
it's very local. Okay, anyways, that's the end of the show.
Our thing, all right.
That's the end of the show, everybody. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. Remember to follow us on all our socials, Speakers XIV. Twitch.tv/speakersofhalden, youtube.com/speakersxv, exclamation Discord in chat if you want to join our Discord server, and if you're watching on demand, watching on demand, links in the description. All right, if you're watching live, post show's coming up. See you there. Bye.
Bye.
Tschüss,
Bye.
Leute.